Hey guys, welcome back to DMAC Customs on the YouTube. Dave here in the garage. Very fun, and then old Murder Murray's up the back there. This week I'm going to do a little bit of fabricating. So got to do a number plate bracket for the back here, down here. So I've got to figure that out. I'm not quite sure what I want to do yet, but let's figure it out together. Yeah, so let's just get at it and let's have a look, see what we can work out. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so number plate. Got to put one on. I haven't got the bumper on here, obviously, so I'm not. Well, if you're new here, I'm using a 55 Chev rear bumper on the back of this 51 Chev Fleetline Deluxe. And on the 55 bumper, there's no provision for a number plate, so I have to kind of mount one somewhere else. And on the original kind of rear roll pan on the 51, it kind of was a different shape. It kind of tucked under, and the number plate was kind of attached to it with this kind of bracketry, which I think I found a picture of because I haven't got one. That's why I have to make one. So it's like this, like that kind of thing up there, just up there. One of those things that with this car, that when I bought it, there was, you know, bits missing and bits taken off and bits repaired and bits broken and stuff like that. So as I'm slowly putting it back together and working through it, I'm finding stuff that I haven't got. So I've either got to source it, replace it, or build it. And this number plate bracket is a build it. I don't know what I'm going to do on the front yet, because we have to have a plate on the front as well, but cross that bridge when we come to it. But for today, I've got to make some decisions, do some designing, cutting up some metal and welding it together and seeing if we can come up with a kind of suitable kind of little bracket of sorts to hold my number plate on, yeah? Or license plate as they're referred to in other countries. Okay, so what I've got to do is decide, like this will go in the middle, you know, like somewhere around here, whether I want to build something that will kind of hold it, you know, kind of flat against there, and I have to put a number plate light provision in there somehow as well. And I was thinking of using some of those little bolt LED things just to put some light on there. But I'm trying to decide whether to mount something that kind of lays up pretty flat-ish against this piece here, or whether to mount something that stands up more like so. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, can you see all right? Come over here. So like that. I'm leaning towards doing something that kind of stands up like that. I don't really know why. I think kind of flat against there just looks a bit like it would be just screwed on. I think actually having some kind of bracket that stands it off would look better, but will it become a pain in the ass knocking it around and stuff like that? I don't know. So that's what I'm trying to decide. I just keep going back to, rather than that, having it more like that, because the bumper kind of comes to sits about there, I think, from memory, and I'm sort of thinking about, you know, having it sort of sit up about here like that, sort of not maybe straight up and down, but maybe on a little bit of a tilt back. Eventually maybe having a bit more of a number plate surround around this, something along those lines, yeah. So I have to come up with a design to make that work. Okay, so I'm going to start with like working out a plan for what I know has to work, which is just basically the, you know, something that this is going to bolt onto. So I'm going to do a bit of a trace around. So I might start up here. I'm going to use some of the folds on here. Maybe I'll start there. So I'm going to put a fold there. So I'll just trace around this. These corner holes, got lots of holes in these plates already, so they've been some other cars, I don't know what. That traced around. I don't know if you can even see that, but yeah, so I've traced around as you've seen. And what I want to do is have it off this top edge, because that will actually be a fold there. So we'll have it, you know, something like, I don't know, something like that sort of thing, and then that'll be a fold along there, a little return. And what I was thinking of doing is having a tip down somewhere around there, because I'm going to obviously have wiring running to the back of it, that I kind of don't really want that visible from the front, you know what I'm saying. And then what I've got to work out is from the fold back to the thing, back to the valance or roll pan or whatever you want to call it. So what I was just trying to explain is, now I'm trying to do this one-handed, is that distance from like, from like here to here. So I have to kind of work out where I want it to sit height-wise and where it's going to go, you know, how far back it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? So I need two hands. 20. Okay, so I just had to use the, you know, you guys' little magnetic feet to help me work that out. So I'm gonna do 65 millimeters, which is an inch land is about 2.5 and 2 7/75 of an inches. I don't know how you guys do that, like work out all that stuff, but anyway, metric simpler. But anyway, it's about 65 millimeters is my plan for my foot back sort of thing, you know. So I'm gonna go, what did I say? 65 back from my fold. I'll go 70 and regret it later. I'll go 20 from that fold. Right, now what? That bolt's going to go there. Now what do we do? You're probably thinking, what's this idiot making? That's what I'm thinking. Right, might chuck a centre line in there. Centre. Okay. I was going to try and figure this out kind of in one piece, but changed my mind, because so I cut these off now, so that won't be, it might still be a fold, but it'll be come later. As I was saying earlier, I want to have a bit of a ledge across that top. This will get cut away somehow, I haven't figured it out yet, but I want a bit of a ledge across this top here just to hide any number plate wiring and stuff. So work out, I don't know, maybe 20. Take that corner off, and we'll get the same on there. Down the bottom, it might be a little different down there yet, not sure. So I really am making this up as I go along. My kind of initial idea was to have some kind of, you know, pedestal back from there, you know, to the body, and then some kind of mounting thing that runs back down that way. And then we'll slice out, you know, some of this. We don't need all of that material in there. And we'll have the this fold top and bottom, which will give rigidity to those, so we can kind of come out here somehow, or sort of come out and cut some holes or speed holes or something. I don't know. It's not really going to be seen, it's just going to be take some of the weight out of it, if you know what I mean. See where I'm going, maybe? Not sure what to do in the middle there yet, but I don't know. We'll have a look. See where I'm going, maybe? Not sure what to do in the middle there yet, but I don't know. We'll have a look. Alright, so this is getting kind of to what I'm thinking. Getting kind of, sound real sure of myself as usual, but something along these lines, you know, like kind of mounted-ish like that. This top part's looking a little bit boxy though. I don't really like it. Well, excuse the pun, made of cardboard at this point. I think that return might be a bit on the large side. I might need to sort of cut that down by about half, unless I ran like something, speed holes or something through it to break it up. Other than that, I don't know. And that bottom lip there too, I think it needs to be smaller. I don't think I need that much. I don't really want it touching the, you know, the bulk of it touching the sheet metal. It's just really for a little bit of strength in that leg. You know what I'm saying? You on? Yep. We'll come up with some way of, you know, bringing it down, you know, down the back there, and a mounting system that goes through here and into there. Possibly bolts welded on here, so you can get them behind here to do up some nuts and stuff like that. I did think about riv certs, but then I thought, oh, they might, don't really need, if I can avoid having any visible fasteners from the front, that would be better, eh? You know, sort of thing. So it'd be like something sitting there, something along those lines. But I don't know what to do with this yet. I don't want a big flat thing there. I'm thinking maybe a couple of holes, or I did think about bead rolling something into it, but I don't know whether I can bead roll something in the material I want to use. Some speed holes might be quite cool. Yeah, dimple dies would even be better, but I haven't got any dimple dies, but that's where we're going. So I might actually start making that up out of metal, and then we can kind of work out the rest from there. Yeah. Okay, got me a piece of, it's 2.5mm steel plate. I'm going to make it out of this. It feels quite heavy, but by the time I cut all my stuff out of it, it shouldn't be too weighty with any luck. So I'm going to do a bit of a, trace some of my key points off of here, and then we'll take it from there. So I'll put it that way. Centre, and that line there, and that one there. That's my centre. There. Thinking how to mount it down the back. Right, that'll be like that. Thinking of, do I put a piece going down the back there, like a single piece, or do I have tabs coming off of there? You always weld tabs on, eh? Yeah. Before I do that, put mark my radius is on here actually. Just remembered. Okay, before I kind of get too carried away cutting, as I said, I've got to mark my radius, so I really should do these inside ones too. And I'm going to put a 10 mil radius or 20 mil diameter, so I just got to mark out where to make my holes on here. The old Sharpie's not crazy accurate, so I'm going to switch to a pencil, I think, for marking that. Right, punch. Close enough. Found me a hole saw. I don't know if you remember, a while back I went to a swap meet, came back with a box of hole saws for like $80. Someone said, what are you going to do with all those hole saws? Drill holes, that's what I'm going to do with them. So I'm just going to find out how big this little mamma jammer is. This one's brand new. It's 2.5 inches, 64 mil, so 32 millimeters I need to mark to get my centre. 32-ish. You've got about 2.5, 3 mil of fat Sharpie line to deal with. So we'll use a hole saw for these bigger radius ones, and hopefully it doesn't jump around too much and make a mess. Actually, I can measure that now, can't I? Give me a punch. Just like that. These are awesome, by the way, when you get a good one, not the cheap Wish one. And this thing here will go in like so. What's the drill bit like? Oh, it's alright. Squeak. Good noise. Just to line up with the holes. There we go. Yeah, there. You pull that thing back if you haven't used one of these before, and it's got these like little hole pins, and they go into the little pins in there, and it stops it spinning on that. How clever is that, isn't it? Hey? Right, now we'll do some drilling. I wonder, I have got a 20mm hole saw. I don't know whether. Oh no, I'll use the stepper. The old Christmas tree. Yeah. So this King's. Vice might be better on this, more stable. Horrible noise.
Okay, so got me a boo-boo on my trotter, so I think I'll go and clean that up and put a little bit of sticky plaster on there and you know, protect that. I think it was when one of these fell out of the hole saw and it just went slice, because they're actually quite sharp on the edges. So watch that, fellas, when you've got the old got your open toe safety boots on. I really should have closed in footwear, I know that, and that's why, because shit like that happens. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, don't worry guys, the foot's going to be alright. We'll carry on. Put some of my lines back on here, starting with the centre line, just like that. Right, next up I guess, might look at trying to do my folds, and then I can start trimming up from there, yeah? So, where my fold's going to be? One was 20mm back from there and 20mm from there. One fold there, one fold there, one fold there, one fold there. Right, go and see if we can, see if my little brake will break this. I'm not sure that it will. It might be a hammer and vice trick later. Yeah, well, it's not quite wide enough, but we'll try. Right, give it a shot. Yeah. Oh no, she's not going to do it. Nah, uh-oh. All I did was bend it. Yeah. Nah, not enough onions holding it down. Oh well. Bummer. That didn't get me anywhere. Alrighty, so got my piece clamped up in my old school brake. I used to fold everything like this before I got that little brake, you know, sheet metal and all sorts of stuff. It's too wide to fit in my press, so I'll have to do it this way. We should hopefully be able to do it, but might just take a little longer than I was anticipating. Using the old Extendomatic 500C trademark patent pending, part of that multi-purpose tool. So let's get at it. Hopefully this is big enough. I might need a ball pen, but something a bit heavier for this, I think. Safety. Bigger hammer. Okay, I thought I'd try this. Like, I just had a thought I could maybe try this sideways. I don't know whether it will have the same effect. It's still not quite long enough. I just want to try and tighten up the middle of this brake somehow, hopefully. Some of it's not too bad, but it's better. Get in there. Couple of hours worth of work and absolute chaos on the old bench, but hopefully you can kind of see where I'm going with this now. We're looking sort of something like that, you know.
I actually do have a bit of a flat spot here, so that works out quite well. But I actually it's about centered there. I kind of just need to sort of trim it up and decorate it up a bit now, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I might have a clear away of some of the stuff that I don't need now so much. And then we'll do some drawing on there. I'll show you what I'm thinking, maybe. Okay, so what I'm sort of thinking is the reason I put that on there is to add strength to it, but also to hide the wiring for the number plate like this bit here. But I was thinking of maybe sort of bringing it in a little bit like that maybe, and then I don't know, I was thinking could speed holes kind of. Okay, battery died, back again, but you know, it's kind of thinking, you know, could a speed hole kind of rhythm of some sort kind of be any good? I don't know. Something like that? I don't know, I'm not too sure now that I've drawn that on there. Not that smiley face stuff, but the other stuff, you know what I'm saying? So maybe something like that, like taking that down and, you know, 4 or 5 kind of holes running up through there. It kind of ties in with some bracketry I've done in the engine bay, so sort of, and then I've got to trim these down somewhat, and then decide what to do in here, whether just to kind of cut some weight reduction holes type of thing in there. I might just chuck a big central hole through the middle just to take a chunk out. Won't make, it's not really weight reduction sort of thing, it's just so I don't have a big flat hunk of steel there. But yeah, I'm thinking something like that. Plus it's a bit wonky there, so that's, I've got to sort of trim it up and whatnot. Yeah, it's going to be a bolt-on part, so if I really don't like it, I can unbolt it, throw it away and start again. But I will be drilling holes in the body of the car to mount it, so I will be kind of limited to holes in there. I've tried about 50 different variations in there, but I just don't know. I didn't even think about, like, maybe, you know, some sort of just cut out thing, but buggered if I know how I'll cut it out at this stage. But you know, I could drill holes in the corners, be a lot of hand filing and crap like that, so I don't really think I'll go down that route. It's kind of like a constellation, you know, like that Area 51 thing, outer space, so that kind of stuff. I don't know, well, I'll just do it. Get rid of those. Alright, so I've made a little template for my, this is all my sort of centre punch where I've got to make holes. It's based on the centre there. That should all translate there, so I can flip it over and do it like that on the other side, yeah? And hopefully get them all in the same place. Just gotta punch some holes in this, and then we can set about transferring all my marks over, yeah? Yeah. Okay, and I'll probably do these ones again based on this though, to make it kind of accurate-ish.
Holes drilled, as you've seen, and got one of them, or a couple of them, a little bit kind of wonky, but that'll be all right. Just don't look too close. So hopefully you can see where I'm going with this now. It's going to sit sort of like that. My number plate will be quite vertical. Yeah, that's kind of my plan, because I don't want it laying back, you know. So all I've got to do now, well, when I say all I've got to do now, I've got to make some way of attaching it to the said vehicle, this thing, Area 51. And I'm thinking 3 bolts, so I'll maybe put 2, hang on, I'll maybe do 2 tabs coming off here, and just one on the center that I can bolt straight through the sheet metal. A couple of panel washers behind it should be all right, I reckon. Yeah, so I set about making me some tabs, work out how big I need them to be, and I've still got to drill holes actually to, you know, to bolt the number plate on with. But yeah, so new mess, new me, new year. So right, I've got to cut me some tabs. These offcuts here will probably do us. So I might slice that. What do I want? Don't need much really. I was even thinking I probably don't even need to gusset it if I can weld it all on the right angle and stuff and get a strong enough weld. 1 tab or 2? 2, I reckon. I reckon 2 on the outside at the top, and then we just need 1 smaller one up the middle, you know, something like that. Should do us, I reckon. So I'll just set about doing that. About 40 by 30, you reckon? Which equals 1.5 by 1 bit inches for your imperial folk. And those, and I'll just use the width of the ruler. 1, 2, oh, not quite, nice and straight. Crikey. And we might just use that, something like that. Anyway, I'll slice them up, get them both the same. Three tabs, bottom one's slightly bigger just because that's how it worked out when I was, you know, not cheating. So I'm going to tigolate those onto here with the old WSM 180, which is just a no-brand little cheapie. Works for what I want to do, and to be fair, I'm no expert on TIG welding and stuff. As I've said before, it's the only TIG I've ever used, so if I got given a good one to play with, I probably wouldn't know where to start. So but anyway, I'm going to get these tacked on, make sure I've got my angles all good with the fanned angle, and then yeah, weld them up. Okay, so here's me number plate bracket. Still got to drill the holes. I can't forget to do that, otherwise I'll paint it and then forget that I haven't drilled the holes. But anyway, this is where she's going to go, right about there. She's a bit of a chunky monkey, but that's all right. So all I've got to do now is figure out where to mount it. I should probably have the boot lid shut, to be fair. What's going on there? Oh, where does that normally live? In there? Yeah. So, yeah, she's going to go about there somewhere. The bumper will come to about here. It's going to be nice and sturdy, I reckon. I've got to find my centre, find a level, and make sure that I don't think the car's actually particularly level at the moment, but I think we've got a soft tyre over here. Probably old Flatty McFlat flat up the front's probably a little bit on the soft side as well, so I should probably even out all my tyre pressure just to kind of make it easier on myself, you know what I'm saying? So I'll get on to that and then we'll be back in a sec. Okay, so evened out my tyre pressure, 32 psi on all four corners, so we should be fairly level. Let's say error. Probably zero this out anyway. Did you zero it? Yes, so that's zeroed out there. What I'm going to do, put some tape on around about the areas I'm going to be drawing lines and drilling holes. Another row. Just like so. I'm going to have a bit of a guess at my centre based on where my boot latch goes, and then I'll cross-reference with some measuring and stuff, which is probably going to make it even more confusing because I don't think everything's exactly the same side to side because I built it. And that's how I know this. So I think that might be around about our centre. 30. It's about centre. Now, I take a measurement from 67, 765, 765. Okay, so that's bang on from where I moved the tail lights to, but I moved the tail lights, so and then in essence, having trouble talking now. I've just had lunch too, so my brain should be firing on all four cylinders again. We go from there, so at 16. Where else can I measure from? There's not really many other places that I can take a measurement from actually for my centre, so that's going to be our centre, just like that. And so we have to decide on our height. Oh, I need to put a centre line back on here, don't I? Keys, 130, 65. That's my centre on there. Middle one with my fingernail, choice. So if we're going to go, this is where I need the boot lid shut again. Yeah. So if we put a centre about there, go up a little bit to about there, mount it up there. Yeah, centre on point. Right. There. Right, it's turned itself off now. Leveled out there. Let's try this again. right, man, that looks way off. Yeah, no way. I think that's about right. So, looks kind of goodish. Okie dokie, right. Memory card is nearly full, so that means this video is nearly done. Check it out. So we've got my 3 holes marked. This is the scary part where I have to drill them. Actually, I need to find some hardware, some 8mm bolts will do that. 6mm. 6mm I reckon, so I'll draw, if I drill the holes a little bit oversized, that way there's a little bit of adjustment room up and down, left and right type of thing, you know, just for that final leveling when I can stand back and look at it. I think it's pretty close now, but we'll drill some holes and bolt it up and see what it looks like. Yeah. Okay, so that's that bolted up loosely, like it's not tight. So I've got a little bit of kind of adjustment play in it, and it wants to sort of sit about there, measuring off there and there. It all kind of looks about right. But we can, like, once the bumper's in place and squared away, then we can square that away and kind of get a happy medium for it all to work in harmony together, because everything will be slightly crooked. So we just got to make it look straight optically, not measurementally. That makes sense. Something I just thought of was I got to drill holes somewhere for the number plate light wires to run to. So rather than drilling another hole in here, there's already a hole down in there, which is a factory hole, but I left it there, that I could run number plate wires out of and then run up here. So I'll take this back off and I'll drill another hole just up on the inside here, just to run the wires up behind. So you'll see a little bit of wire with the bumper there, because there is still the option, mind you, of using the 55 Chev number plate light locations on the overriders, which I wouldn't mind investigating further. So it's the other reason why I don't want to drill any holes and more holes in this, just to run wires through. You know what I'm saying? With that in mind, I don't mind drilling a hole in the bottom of my bracket just in case. I do run the wires up this way. Yeah, so I'll do that anyway. And then if anyone knows a good sort of hookup for number plate lights for 55 Chev bumper setup, I I'll have to investigate that, yeah. So anyway, I'll take this back off, drill the holes. I've got to drill the holes for the actual number plate now as well, and then we're getting close to have done this. Let's drill some holes. Okay, so bolted on. This number plate's actually really bent. I didn't realise how bad it was. I don't know how bad the other one is, but yeah, that's slightly straighter, but it's got like elongated holes in that in there, you know, like elongated musk. So probably should get them remade. Hey, I suppose, I wonder how much that costs, but there it is, you know, custom number plate mount thingy bob. About 7 hours work, you know, like on and off, like all up probably realistically maybe 5 hours work. There's a bit of farting around, went and had lunch and stuff like that. But yeah, made one of them. So I reckon it looks alright. You know, if we put the whole car back together and decide it looks dumb, then, you know, we can bin it and think up something else, as long as it involves 3 holes, you know, like going through the roll pan thing there, you know. But yeah, works. It'll do what it needs to do. Probably overthinking it, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, when you look at the whole car, you don't even notice little things like that. Well, most people don't. But some people do, you know. You might be at an event or going for a cruise and someone might go, wow, we're a really cool car. Pity about the number plate holder, but too bad, not their car, my car. But yeah, so that's made. As far as what am I going to do, like I'll probably end up doing some other kind of surround around the number plate as well. I don't know what yet, but I'll probably just paint that bracket black, you know. I think it would look weird, the body colour, so 50s car, you know, like things like that should be black. I don't know why, they just seems to be how it was done, so that's how I'm gonna do that. I think chrome would do right, but nah, chrome is just a hassle. Like getting chrome done in New Zealand, sorry, spitting on the screen. I'm just being silly. But yeah, so but that's that little project done. I'm just wondering whether I squirt some kind of primer or something on there just to seal it up. It's going to be a little while before I get on to painting that, but it'll be part of the kind of things where I got to paint a heap of stuff black, which is a lot of shit that's down there buried in that jumble of parts. A lot of it's still got to be, I don't know, stripped or sandblasted or stuff, you know. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with a lot of those bumper brackets and crap like that yet. No, I don't really want to kind of wire wheel. I suppose I'll probably end up will, because that's just what I do. It'd be great if I had a local hookup for or a local connect, not a hookup. It's just weird when you say it like that. For sandblasting, I thought I was going to get one. A guy came to see me at work just before Christmas, and he works for a sandblasting company locally, and he was talking about coming to get some work done for me. I thought, yes, and I have not seen him since, so he'll probably come in just after I've done all of that kind of shit. But yeah, but that's it for this one. I'll give you a little update on the old Murder Mori. There she be. She is back together and complete and running, driving, stopping, doing all the things that it's supposed to do. Starts like a dream. It's like crazy. But so that's the motor swap. If you're new here, we took out the little side valve engine there and we put in a little A series overhead valve engine. But I'll give it a cold start. It hasn't been started today, so I'll give it a cold start and you can watch. Okay, so just pop the bonnet. Ignition's on. I better check she's in neutral actually. She's in neutral. Cold start. Don't think I've ever even fuel injected cars start that easy. Yeah, so there we have the little Murder Mori is up and running again after getting a new engine, bit of enamel paint sprayed around the engine bay. We did a negative earth swap while we were at it, so these things come out positive earth, TH, no F. So we converted it to negative earth, which is really straightforward. It's basically just got to phase the little generator thing. Everything else other than the fuel pump, we had to switch the wires over, and the coil, switch the wires over. So phasing the Hujimi watts, I can't remember how we did it. Disconnect stuff, run a couple of wires to it, just holding there for 10 seconds, and it just changes it from positive to negative. I don't know, it's just like electrical magic, so it works. Made an engine steady for it because we didn't have one. Ooh, a little thing. Had to notch out the back of the firewall, well, that bulkhead thing, to accommodate the big block. We got a couple of little water leaks. We ended up putting a new water pump in it, housing, hoses. The radiator's a bit rugged and it has a small leak up here. Carburetor, had a little bit of tutoring with that to get it to kind of work. But other than that, when we fired it up, she just went fired up and idled, just like that. This motor is a motor and gearbox, mystery motor and gearbox. We don't know how long they sat unused or for what reason they were taken out of whatever car they were taken out of. The little engine had no oil in it when we got it, but it still had compression, strangely. So we were turning it over and it was like, maybe we'll give it a try. So did a little run thing on that last year or whatever, just to see if it would go, and it did. So that's when we decided to use it for this, and it drives really well. It's got more power, it's smooth, it's considerably better, if you know what I mean. Bonnet shuts. You got to slam it, otherwise it pops back up. But yeah, so that's the little update on the little Murder Mori, and that's the latest little update on the crooked number plated. There's some rubber things on there which I think are pushing that out as well, but anyway, there's rubber things on the back of the number plate which is kind of contributing to that bowage on the plate. And yeah, so little custom number plate bracket done. Someone was asking me what I was going to do about that a while back in the comments. Can't remember who it was, sorry. But yeah, so I'd been thinking about it, had my head in the sand about it, to be honest. I just didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Still not 100%, but I'll probably just move on and I'll be happy with it. So that's that. But yeah, that's where we're going to leave this video on the Area 51 and DMAC Customs on the YouTube and day. I'm away next week, but we should have enough videos built up that it'll just, you guys just won't even know. I'll just come back all tanned and handsome and stuff. Probably not. I'm going to Wellington. So if you haven't subscribed, there's a button in the bottom corner of your screen somewhere. I'm not sure where to point to when I'm doing it like that. It'll be, I don't know, or just go to the channel page. Subscribe anyway, figure it out. It's not rocket surgery. And like, share, comment, stuff with my mess. Subscribe anyway, like get into the comments, let us know where you're from, what you're working on, what you're doing, and say hello. And like, share, and yeah, that's about it really. Until next time, take it easy and peace.